I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I first heard about this case, I thought it was open and shut. I thought it was gonna be quick. I thought it was gonna be the definition of a speedy trial. Police walk in apartment, see bloody woman, see knife, see man stabbed to death. Easy, open and shut case, speedy trial, let's go. But here we are, 4 years later, and we're finally getting an end. We're finally going to get a resolve to this case. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Life with me, Kedra. So much has happened since then. Rewind to April 2022. 27-year-old Christian Obumseli was fatally stabbed inside the Miami apartment he shared with his girlfriend, social media OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney, right? Clenney told police that she acted in self-defense. But months later, investigators uncovered recordings. Obumseli had been secretly recording their relationship. He had been secretly recording all of the times that Courtney would verbally attack him, physically assault him, and y'all know she was calling him the N-word because that's what they do when they get upset. Calling him the N-word, calling him everything but a child of God, punching him, kicking him, hitting him, doing everything but giving that man a hug. Obumseli had recorded these things months before his death, okay? And all of these videos, NBC obtained through a records request to the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, okay? One recording, the couple, they're out and about, and Obumseli said hello to a woman while riding a bicycle. He tries to apologize, but Clenney becomes increasingly angry and violent. At one point, she tells him to let him slap her and demands that he gives her his cell phone, which already paints a picture that there was clearly no trust in this relationship. It's extremely toxic. You can't even say hi to another woman on a bicycle. He even tries to apologize, but Courtney becomes even more angry. And this is when she's seen actually calling him the N-word. In another recording, Obumseli can be heard telling her that she had threatened him and that he had already apologized. These recordings were so important because it just painted the overall picture of their relationship, right? When police walked in, they saw this girl, pretty blonde girl with blood all over her, and then they see this man with stab wounds. Automatically, of course, you're gonna think, anybody would think, deductive reasoning, oh, this is a DV issue. I mean, right? Men are physically stronger than women. She had a knife to protect herself from this big, strong man that was attacking her. But these videos paint a different picture. There's even a picture of her in the elevator, punching him, kicking him, just blatantly attacking him. And he doesn't try to even defend himself. He doesn't even try to there's one shot where he like shoves her away, but for the most part, it's literally just him blocking her blows. He never once hits her back. He never once attacks her back. He pushes her off of him once, but that's it. Literally in that elevator, he had the opportunity to show that he was the aggressor. He had the opportunity to show that, he was the one that she should be afraid of, but it looked the opposite. It looked like he was used to taking that treatment. It looked like that was something that he was accustomed to. That's how their relationship was. That's how they got down. These recordings were like pivotal to the case. And also, this wasn't the first time that the police had been called to their apartment. Just 2 days before his death, officers responded to a disturbance at their home, at their Miami condo, beautiful condo up in the sky on the upteenth whatever floor, beautiful place. Clenney told police that Obumseli was stalking her. They lived together, but that he was stalking her and that she was afraid of him. Now in that elevator, it didn't look like she was afraid of him. It didn't look like she feared anything. In those recordings, it didn't look like she was afraid of him. It didn't look like she feared anything, but that's neither here nor there. Then on April 3rd, 2002, that's when the whole incident took place and he was fatally stabbed. She wasn't even immediately arrested. Could you imagine? She wasn't even immediately arrested. She was allowed to go to Hawaii, where she went for rehab for PTSD and for substance abuse. They arrested her there in Hawaii, and she was charged with second-degree murder and a deadly weapon. Her attorneys now, they say that she was a victim of domestic abuse and that she stabbed him in self-defense. So now that y'all know the facts, and now that we're gonna get a resolution in a couple of days, what do you guys think? Do you think this was an act of self-defense based on the evidence? Or do you guys think that Courtney was the aggressor and she just finally took things too far. I'm leaning towards the latter, but y'all let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Let's Talk About Life with Kedra. I'll see you next time. God bless.